Majority of my friends who have taken the Myers-Briggs Type Indicator are INFPs. We all took it recreationally, don't worry. It's simply a test to group us into a label and compare and contrast. It doesn't dictate our lives. As an INFJ, I found it hilarious how many INFPs I've befriended. All of them are creative type too. I try to be creative too. That's part of the reason I write these vignettes. INFPs certainly seem easy for me to approach. Generally speaking, they have a soft and comfortable kindness that I've yearned for so long. And I'll do anything in my power to protect that kindness from getting tainted, because I know from experience how emotionally hurt they can get, and they could think that their kindness is an awful thing. I'm also prone to hurting in similar ways. I've always seen my kindness as an odd trait to be taken advantage of and loathed it. I can't not be kind and considerate. I can't change it for too long even if I tried. Maybe they're the same way too. I feel like I also know why they carry themselves in such a way despite the pain they'll feel when people take advantage of them or otherwise hurt them, from experience. I mention INFPs because two of my motivations protect them. Ian Curtis of Joy Division and Kurt Cobain of Nirvana, two frontmen of two of my favorite bands growing up. They're both creative INFPs. They've also taken their own lives. Ian Curtis and Kurt Cobain have fascinating ideas and philosophies. It emanates from the art they left behind for us to think about and experience. I've always loved how Kurt's vocal about his desire of racial, gender, and sexual oriented equality, and that he hates every single person who listens to his music without having such ideologies. But they are both tortured artists too. Bernard Sumner of New Order, the band created in tribute to Ian Curtis by the remaining members of Joy Division, noted how Ian was pretty good at hiding his mental illness when hanging out with his friends. Only in his lyrics, however, did his anguish come across vividly. Not gonna lie, I think with my art it's the same way. But before his death, the band members had believed his lyrics were coming from a perspective that wasn't his. Once they did know of Curse's depression, the other band members were doing their best to support him. Even today, the members of New Order are using their platform to advocate for mental health awareness and suicide prevention. That made me think, am I doing enough to help my friends if they are masking their suffering? I tend to do the same thing after all. I'm doing it right now actually. I'm acting like I have been having on and off suicidal thoughts when interacting with people, but that only makes my message stronger. We need to, as a society, become more aware of the subtle symptoms of depression. We need to get our friends the help they need before they do reckless things. We need to tell them that we see that they're suffering and that we're here for them. Never be afraid of asking questions if you think it will save a life. If you're unprepared to intervene, get a professional to help. It's not as daunting as it sounds, trust me. 211 is a free resource that can help with talking through issues and accessing mental health resources in the long term. I had to go to a behavioral health unit to learn of such a useful resource. I texted 988 shortly before having 911 get called on me for behavior that made my mother and grandmother concerned for my sanity. 988 helped me calm down and collect my thoughts in my moment of distress. There are LGBTQ plus trained counselors on top of that, which I opted for because I'm a trans girl. These resources, without doubt, have saved lives. And if you feel guilty for using them, don't. They're there to help people like you. Let them help you before you hurt yourself and by proxy the people that love you. You'd be surprised at who would care. I never want to put my family and friends through that distress ever again. I'm holding it down for them. I'm writing this to remind myself of why I'm staying alive. To share my love with those that love me. To protect those that love me. To live so that they won't be hurt if I died. I don't want them to leave me in this cold, cold world. And although I think about it from time to time, I don't want to leave them in an awful place like this alone either. That would be cruel and unlike the true me, who would stay strong for their sake. Safe, drink water, take care of your mental health, do some self care. I love you. Bye. Lane. Forever I'll protect my INFP friends who have the beauty to share with the world. I want nothing more than for them to be loved when they feel like they can't be. They deserve all the love I could offer them. It's selfish because I want their love in return, but I know that they'll be more than happy to share that with me. And hopefully, one day we'll all find some lasting happiness. Together, however, we are stronger. I believe that we have found happiness in each other, and I'm relieved at that revelation. And now I feel foolish for thinking that death was the only viable option. I write this vignette as a tribute to the lives and legacies of Ian Curtis and Kurt Cobain. You have both positively impacted countless lives with the art you express from the heart. Please treat this vignette as a small thank you letter for the memories you helped to create when I listened to some of the music with your vocals on as a child who had yet to understand the significance of them, but now appreciates them as she got older.